Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to another video. This is your match review. I can't believe what I've just seen. A match review for Tottenham versus Chelsea in the Carabao Cup with a heavily rotated Tottenham side, which still did have quality, I'm not going to lie, it still had enough quality, but not the ideal team that Tottenham would go with on any given day. And yeah, despite having most of our players available, bar Ziyech and Pulisic, Thiago Silva as well, we've thrown that away. We have absolutely thrown that away. And there's multiple reasons that I'm going to discuss in this video as to why we've thrown that away. But for a game that we had complete control of, for a game where we had chance after chance, for a game where we had sitters that we should be finishing, for us to take it to penalties and to, in the midst of the second half, to begin to see the shift and not do anything about it and then go on a panic and just allow Spurs into the game and then, onto the penalties. And then we end it the way we did. It's just, damn. It's just, I haven't got the word. It just shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening. If it's a game of football where both teams, are full strength, or both teams are on the same level, and they're going at it, and they're doing everything possible, and sometimes the ball's just not going in, or you're facing a back five and you can't get past, or things like that, and it goes to penalties, then the best team, may the best team win. Good luck to whoever wins the penalty shootout. It's a lottery at that point. For us tonight, that's not it. That's not it. And I don't want to go on that wavelength and just pretend that, we just lost a penalty shootout. We just lost a penalty shootout. It's no biggie. No. This was a heavily rotated Tottenham side where we were dominating for a big portion of the game and we still couldn't kill it off. This was the problem the season before. This was the problem last season. And now it's creeping back again. Despite the signings, it's creeping back again. It shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening. Now, why did it happen? We're going to get into that. Let's go through the lineups and how the team started off, because I'm going to mention Spurs. I think it's important this week, or in this review, to mention the opponent. I don't normally mention the opponent, I just mention Chelsea. I'm going to mention Tottenham as well, because, names are missing. So, we started off with brand new signing Edouard Mendy, I have to say. I'm going to get to Edouard Mendy in a sec. I'm going to mention some of the players that I think deserve a lot of credit tonight. But Edouard Mendy, we started off with, and then Azpilicueta, Kurt Zouma, Tomori, and Ben Chilwell, completing the back four. A pivot of Jorginho and Kovacic, Hudson-Odoi, Mason Mount, just in front as the 10, Timo Werner on the other side, and Olivier Giroud up front. If we mention Tottenham, let's go through Tottenham side. They started with Lloris, Alderweireld, Eric Dier, Tanganga, Serge Aurier, Gedson, Ndombele, Sissoko, Reguilon, Bergwijn, and Lamela. They were playing with two wing backs in Aurier and Reguilon. That is how they were playing. It was clear it was a back three with the wing backs, and for the big portion of the first half and into just the few first minutes of the second half, it wasn't working. They were playing with wing backs and sitting back, and Chelsea had dominance, Chelsea had the ball, Chelsea had control of the game. Some performances that I do want to mention. I want to mention a few individualities before we get into the collective. Edouard Mendy tonight, it was so refreshing to see a goalkeeper that can actually climb up, that can actually catch a ball, that can actually make saves, that can, save the team when needed. And fair play to Edouard Mendy tonight. I think he was absolutely faultless. Brilliant. I want to mention the centre-back pairing, Zouma and Tomori, because for a big portion of that game, I thought they looked stable and I thought they looked good. Into the latter stages of the game, a lot of pressure coming onto them. For other reasons I'm going to mention, but loads of pressure coming onto them. Tottenham began to start attacking and not sitting back so much, and they started to pounce forward. They brought some subs on and they started to look a bit more brave. So I'm not going to blame Zouma and Tomori for any of the mistakes that happened. Ben Chilwell, I thought, had a very solid performance. First start for Chelsea, very solid performance from Ben Chilwell. Why he was taken off, I don't know. I don't know. If you're going to say, it's to save him for Saturday, well, there are players in this team that are going to be playing on Saturday, and he hasn't had enough minutes, as far as I'm concerned. He's come back from injury. He played against Barnsley. He had a good portion. Today, it's clear he's fully fit. He could keep going. He brought on Emerson. I don't know why. I don't know why change something that's working. We've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday till our next game. It's enough time for recovery. There was no need to bring Ben Chilwell off. But anyway, I'll get to that. Jorginho, Kovacic, a lot of people I've seen online blaming them today. I'm not going to blame them. I thought they done exactly what they had to do today. If you look at the structure of the game and the way that we were set up, if Havertz was playing today, Jorginho and Kovacic would have looked a lot more better. And they would have taken the one avenue that they were unable to take during the game, which was going down the middle. If you look at the way that they were playing, they were combining fantastically between themselves, but they were always resorting to going to the sides and going to the wings, or delivering a cross-field ball to a wing and making a diagonal run. There was none going into who was in the number 10 position. Now, who was in the number 10 position? Mason Mount. Mason Mount today had a shocker. Absolute shocker. And I think it's time we're honest a bit. We have to be honest, right? When someone deserves praise, they get praise. When someone deserves criticism, they get criticism. Just because this boy is from the academy, he's one of our own, we're proud to see him playing at the first team. It's nice to see, just like Tammy, just like Reece, just like Fikayo, just like the two slightly older ones, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Loftus-Cheek. It's nice to see academy boys, but they're at Chelsea, they're playing in the first team, they get treated like the rest. That's the deal. If you're playing well, we say you're playing well. If you're playing poor, you're playing poor. I'm just going to call it as it is. I'm going to call a spade a spade. And I think that's fair. And I think that's how we help others get better. Don't try and camouflage and hide. I'm seeing a lot of hiding around Mason Mount. Yes, he's got his positives, but he has his negatives. Much like anyone else in the side. But with him in the number 10 today, he was absent. Completely absent. He was constantly in the wrong position. If you look at the game again, there was constantly a big hole. A hole in behind Giroud and in between Giroud and Jorginho Kovacic. There was a hole. Every time Jorginho Kovacic had an opportunity to go forward, there was no one to link up with and no one to pass to. If you look at where Mason Mount was, he was constantly shifting over to the right-hand side, and I don't know why. Is that Mason Mount or is that Frank Lampard? It's one of them. One of them are to blame for Mason Mount's performance tonight. Because Mason Mount tonight was not a 10. Not a true 10. Positioning was constantly off. His movement was constantly off. There were times where he should be coming deeper to try and connect with Jorginho and Kovacic, and he was pretty much sitting next to Giroud waiting. You can't do that. If Havertz was playing tonight, you would have seen that creativity that we would have needed in the middle and alleviate some of the pressure off the wings. Why? Because Tottenham were playing with a wing-back system. Anyway, on our wings, we had Hudson-Odoi and Timo Werner. Hudson-Odoi tonight, I thought, was different gravy. Fair play to him. Yes, he missed a sitter. He should be scoring that. Hands down. Like Mason Mount missed a sitter. Both made decisions where they should be passing as well, and they passed to the wrong man. There was 2 occasions, one on each. One for Mason, one for Callum. And then there was one opportunity Mason should have shot and didn't. And there was another opportunity where Callum had the shot and missed. And he should be slotting that away. But the performances overall, we take the context of 90 minutes. Callum Hudson-Odoi had a good game. Fair play to him. He was energetic. He was tracking back. He was getting stuck in. He was making the correct moves. He was full of energy. He was full of intensity. He was creative. He was dribbling past. He was doing everything necessary. So fair play to Callum. He done fantastic tonight. Timo Werner, the goal and everything else I thought was stable. Very good. He looked in his element, even though he was on the wing, but he looked in his element. And he got the goal, a very good goal. Nice to see that he can continue to score against Tottenham Hotspur. That's something that he done at Leipzig, and now he's carrying over at Chelsea. So it's nice to see. And Olivier Giroud, another one. We have to call it as it is. He had a poor game today. Not necessarily his fault completely. Why? Because there wasn't anything coming down the middle. This is my problem with Mason being in the number 10 role. There was nothing to link Giroud with. There just wasn't. Anytime Giroud got the ball, it was to link up with Timo or to link up with Callum Hudson-Odoi. And there just wasn't enough of that because they had enough energy to come in and link up, create chances for themselves or get themselves into a position so they can take a shot on goal themselves. Giroud at times looked isolated. I don't want to say he had a bad game. It wasn't his best game. He was off today, but he looked isolated. He just looked by himself. When you take the context of the way that Tottenham played, in the first half, as I said, we had complete control. Why? Because Tottenham was sitting back. And you look at the team that they played, it is limited. But later on, they bring on Hoejberg. They bring on Lucas Moura. They bring on Harry Kane. What did Frank Lampard do? He took off Chilwell for Emerson, like for like. No need to do that whatsoever to waste a sub. No need. He brought on Kante. That was a good sub. And I'll give him that one. That was good. Kante came on and he looked exemplary. He looked fantastic. Kante was winning balls off the opponent. He was creating. He was moving into the box. He was doing everything correct. Kante just looked full of energy in that last portion of the game that he came on with. Tammy Abraham coming on for Giroud was pointless. Some are going to say, yes, it was good because he's more of a runner than Olivier Giroud, which I understand. But there was nothing to run into. The ball was not getting to the centre forward. That's the problem. My would have done is bring Havertz on for Mount and even leave Giroud on, because then Giroud would have got the ball from Havertz. Havertz is a number 10. Mason's not a number 10. Mason is an 8. If we're putting him into his correct position, he's an 8. He's not a 10. He needs another midfielder next to him. He's not a creative midfielder that can have the technical ability to dribble and be skillful and to think on the spot. He's not that. He's a runner. He presses high. He works hard. His work rate is hard. He plays with high intensity. But when that's not there, he's limited. And today he looked shattered. Why? Because he's played every single game. Today wasn't a game for Mason Mount to play a full 90. Today was a perfect game for him to play a portion, and that's it. And when we looked in trouble in the second half, that was the time to bring Havertz on and provide the creativity we needed to kill off the game and get a second goal. And we didn't do that. And then it went to penalties. And what do you do on penalties? Yeah, we put the most tired person on the pitch, Mason Mount, to take our 5th penalty. Fair play to Mason for having the guts to do it, but there's no logic in him taking the 5th. There was just no logic. And Timo Werner is injured. Apparently Timo Werner was meant to take a penalty, but he's injured. However, yeah, there was just absolutely no need for the penalty shootout to go the way it did. It's a shame, because this was a chance at a trophy. Don't underestimate the Carabao Cup. It's a cup. We know more than others what it can do for a team that are starting off. Remember in 2004, when we in 2004-05, we went on to win the Carabao Cup. It was our first taste of silverware, our first taste of winning a trophy, and it spurred us on to take that feeling and to take that emotion and use it in winning the Premier League title. The Carling Cup, I'm old school. The Carabao Cup is a trophy at the end of the day. And we've let a depleted Tottenham side that now have to go and play the Europa League on Thursday, and they knew that, and they've prioritised that in the context of this game, and they've still managed to get through and somehow knock us out. It's honestly not good enough. It's not good enough. We need to be killing off games. The chances were there. You don't take them, you get punished. It's as simple as that. And Lampard didn't help himself today with his man management, with his substitutions, the timing of them. When you're seeing what Tottenham brought on compared to what we brought on, nah, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Anyway, we got Crystal Palace that we have to look forward to. Fair play to the lads that played well today. I've pointed them out, so fair play to them. And we look forward. Congrats to Tottenham. Congrats to Jose. Have to admit, they made it through. They deserve it. Good luck to them. And yeah, we look forward to Crystal Palace. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree with any of the points that I've made? Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash that like button. Let's try and get to 7,000 likes. Thank you all so much for your support. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new video. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. Take care. And peace.